should I do if the nanoplasty goes wrong? Welcome to the SOS Flora. My name is MJ. I'm a nanoplasty specialist. I'm responsible for Flora Active in Australia. And I'm here today to talk about a really interesting subject, which is, if the nanoplasty goes wrong, what should I do? Guys, my voice is not the best today. I lost my voice since I returned from Brazil. You know, I'm still a bit sick and my voice is not the best. I will do my best to make sure that the content will be said. But I receive this a lot because obviously nanoplasty is an amazing technology, amazing solution. But if you don't know what to do, you're not going to be able to achieve the OMG effect on your first application. You will need to understand the concept of nanoplasty prior. So what happened is, some people, they do the nanoplasty and they don't have a perfect result on their first application and they get desperate. What should I do, MJ? You know, I've done the nanoplasty now and it didn't provide me the perfect result. What should I do now? A lot of people have this question, and that's why I'm here to respond to you today. So please let me know where you are from. Tell me on the comments where you guys are watching me from while I drink some water because my voice is gone. Where you guys are from, let me know. I'm so excited to do this SOS Flora again. I guess I've been a little bit away from the Instagram for a little. I was doing some surgeries in Brazil so I'm still recovering from the surgeries, and I'm feeling much better now. I came back just a few days ago, so I'm still jet-lagged. And I can see that there is some people from Melbourne, some people from Canberra, some people from Queensland, Southern Highlands, in New South Wales. That's so good to have you guys from all around Australia here. So you all know that we are now in New Zealand. So we have a presence in New Zealand now, which is very exciting. New Zealand is growing quite fast, which is very, very, very exciting. So Bajau is from New Zealand, and Perth, great. So let's go to the training. If you've done nanoplasty and you didn't have a perfect result, the first thing we need to understand is why. And every time I receive someone in my inbox saying to me, I've done the nanoplasty and the results are not the one that I expected, the first thing I do with them is a little assessment. I need to understand why the nanoplasty didn't go as we promised. So, and the first thing that I ask is, tell me the steps that you followed for the nanoplasty, because I need to understand if you follow the right steps. Why it's important to follow the steps? Because we validated these steps with many different hair types. We understand how the hair behaves. So that's why it's so important for you guys to let me know, or to let my team know, the steps. So what I'm going to teach you now is for you to do this assessment yourself, and you're going to be able to understand why nanoplasty goes wrong, and then what to do once you know the reason why it went wrong. Normally, by what people message me and by our assessment for more than 5 years now, there is a few things that makes the nanoplasty don't go as planned. The first one is not using enough product. A lot of brands get scared because they are used to do keratin, and on keratin the amount of product really matter because you're coating the fiber. So if you use a lot of product, it means that it's not gonna work as it will not work as promised, because keratin, if you apply in big quantity, you will have a massive issue, which is you coating the fiber and then you're gonna dehydrate the hair. So a lot of hairdresser comes from this scenario where they can't use a lot of product. I'm not saying that for nanoplasty you have to use a lot of product, but definitely it's gonna be more than what you do for keratin. Don't tell me that you've done someone with a waist length, you've used 40 mils. That's not gonna happen for nanoplasty. Someone with a lot of hair, you're not gonna use 20, 30 mils. You will need to use way more than that. The fiber needs to feel saturated. Obviously that the fiber shouldn't be dripping. You shouldn't apply enough to be dripping on the floor and touching the product around the whole shoulders and etc. That's not what I mean. You shouldn't have so much product that the hair feels wet enough to be dripping, but it shouldn't feel very dry. You should feel that the hair is wet. And there is a test that I do. As soon as I finish the whole application, I tap the hair. And if I feel that it's doing that sound, that it's wet, it's enough. If I feel that the hair is not making any sound or it feels dry on the touch, it's not enough. Because what you need to remember is the product is on outside, but it needs time to penetrate the hair. If you don't have enough product, you're not going to have the product penetrating the fiber. So you're not going to reach the cortex. And if you don't reach the cortex, that product will not last on the hair enough. Second biggest problem, you don't rinse the hair enough. A lot of people get scared of rinsing, and that's why they leave a lot of product on the hair based on what they already know from keratin. So keratin is a product that it's coating the fiber from the outside. Nanoplasty is based inside of the hair. So there is no point of you leaving a lot of product on the hair. You are actually creating damage. What do you mean, MJ? I'm creating damage. If you leave a lot of product on the hair, you will need to use a lot of heat to seal this hair. And while you are using a lot of heat, you can create dehydration. So the best scenario is you're gonna rinse the hair until you feel that that milky water is gone. It's all gone. The water should be transparent. That is the perfect scenario. Another mistake, you are blow drying the hair. What do you mean? Everyone says that I need to blow dry before iron. Yeah, maybe for a lot of other brands. For Nanoplasty, the original Nanoplasty, we count with the heat to do the transformation from curly to straight. If you do that with the blow dry, with a brush, you are sealing the hair in a lower temperature, which means when you wash this hair next time, it's still gonna be curly. The hair will not transform. So if you are blow drying the hair, stop doing that. Blast dry the fiber. You will see a massive change on the outcome. Another mistake that you might be doing, and okay, hold on in there, because I'm gonna go to the topic, which is what should I do when it goes wrong. I'm gonna go to this at the end of my conversation, but first I need to tell you, this is normally what you do that reach the stage of not going right. So if you avoid that next time, you're not gonna get to the point of fixing it. You know what I mean? So you don't rinse it well, you normally blow dry. The next one is you don't believe that the straightener plays a big role. Majority of the times that people message and saying, oh, I feel that it didn't work. What did I do wrong? Majority of the times, and I will say this confidently, 80% of the time is the straightener. The issue is the straightener. If you are not using the straighteners we recommend, I can't guarantee you that you're going to have a good result. And not because the other brands are not good. The brands might be good for something else. But if you are doing straightening, especially nanoplasty, you need a titanium straightener, and you need a straightener that reaches 250 degrees. But why, MJ? I'm not going to use 250 degrees for everyone. I know that you won't. But if you have a client that requires 250, you have the straightener already. Some hairs, when the hair is really, really thick and coarse, will require you to use the 250 degrees. Oh, my voice is getting to the end. So If you have a straightener that reaches to 150 degrees, you have the proper device for everyone that arrives in your salon. So if you are using GHD, Cloud9, MAC, any other straightener that it's not a straightener, that it's titanium and it reaches to 150 degrees, unfortunately you are having a result that is inferior of the result that you could have. Some people, they are so happy with average results. But if you are here in this live today, I know that you don't settle for average. You settle for perfection. And for perfection, you need to follow what we teach you. And what we're teaching you is it needs to be titanium. It needs to reach to 150 degrees. This is a must. Another mistake that you might be doing. You might be using the strainer too hot or too cold. This happens a lot of times as well. You guys get scared of using the heat. You get scared because on keratin, you can't do that. You can't, absolutely you can't. What about silver bullet straightener? It's good, but not for hair that is really, really coarse. Silver bullet will give an amazing result up to medium type. If you have someone with an extremely coarse hair, very thick, Lebanese, Egyptian, Afro, you're not gonna get the full, sleek, straight result because it doesn't reach 250. It reaches 200, 230. So that's the max that the silver bullet reaches. But silver bullet, it's my third option. If you don't have Lizzie, if you don't have Tuft, silver bullet will be my third option. Going back to the temperature. On Nanoplasty, by Fluoractive, obviously, because I need to repeat that. I don't know Nanoplasty by someone else. I don't know Nanoplasty by this brand. I don't know about them. I can't give you this recommendation and let you follow this for the other brands. I don't know what they do. But for Nanoplasty by Fluoractive, you can use the temperature a little bit higher than what you do for keratin, because the product penetrates the hair and stay there for 1 hour. So it creates a protection on the hair. So you are allowed to use a little bit hotter temperature on the Nanoplasty. And the last mistake, you don't wash the hair at the end. One of the reasons why we wash the hair at the end is we are creating a pH balance on the hair. We are finalizing the treatment. The rinse at the end or the wash at the end, it's not an optional step. As much as a lot of people still take this as an optional step. Because what happens to the hair? The pH of this hair is low. If they go home and if they jump in a swimming pool, or if they get the rain, or if they train and they sweat, or if something happened along the way home, you can't guarantee that you've done a perfect result. So that's why it's so important. Now we're gonna go back to, okay, MJ, what should I do when the nanoplasty goes wrong? If the nanoplasty went wrong because the hair didn't behave or the hair didn't become straight after, you need to analyze 2 scenarios. The first one is, did you apply enough product? Did you left it on for 1 hour? Did you rinse enough? If you didn't, how do we wash it? Conditioner, shampoo, and mask. I'm gonna go to this. 1 minute, I'm gonna go there. The first step that you need to take is, did I underheat this hair or did I overheat this hair? Because if you underheat, you can definitely redo the nanoplasty. Or another thing that my clients are doing when they try for the first time and they feel like, oh, I think I didn't reach, the OMG effect. What should I do? Can I redo the whole treatment again? You can actually do the express nanoplasty. So you don't need to spend another 3 hours with your client. Obviously, that what we aim is teach you enough so you don't need to redo. You can do first time perfection. but it's not what happens sometimes. And then if it doesn't happen sometimes, I need to give you guys a solution. And the solution that we give you guys is the express nanoplasty, because then it's a shorter period of time that you're going to spend with this client. But if you don't have the express and you want to try it again, you can. So what is the signs that the hair is underheated? When the hair is curly in some areas, when the hair feels soft still, it feels nice, but it's still not straight as you would expect the hair to be. So this is normally signs that the hair was underheated, which means you probably didn't use the proper straightener, and if you use the right straightener, you didn't use the proper temperature. Or if you use the proper straightener, proper temperature, you probably didn't apply enough product on the hair. So this is the things that normally can go wrong. But let's think that you use the proper straightener, you use the right temperature, you use the right amount of product, but you pass the straightener way too many times. Way too many times. You pass the straightener to 25 times in each strand, and very, very thin strands. What is the sign of dehydration? The sign of dehydration is the hair becomes boofy. It becomes boofier than it was before. So imagine someone come in with a frizz and it leaves with the hair extremely dry on the hands, and it feels crispy on the ends. If the hair feels crispy on the ends, you probably dehydrate this hair, which is not good at all. A hair that has been dehydrated, it's not easy to take care. So what would I do if I feel that the hair is crispy at the end? I would go back to the basin, you know, when you are rinsing that hair. Or if you dry the hair and you feel that the hair is crispy, you go back to the basin. You're gonna rinse this hair, apply the macadamia mask, which is a really, really strong mask to give back this life to the hair. You're gonna leave this mask on 20 minutes under the heat. You're gonna leave this mask under the heat. Then after that, you're gonna rinse the mask 100%, spray the macadamia mask, and blow dry each section. And you will probably sell the moringa oil to this client and ask them to... I returned. My phone was overheated in this, you know, it was heating too much. That's why it got to this point that the call would just drop. So if you feel that the hair is overheated, it feels crispy on the ends, then you can do this macadamia mask and macadamia serum treatment, and you will have to sell the moringa oil to them so they can do this treatment at home. So these are the two things that can go wrong with the nanoplasty: underheat and overheat. This is normally what happens. I hope you guys enjoy this live where I explain to you guys the problems that can happen along the way, and also if these problems happens and somehow the nanoplasty goes wrong, the two solutions that you have when the hair is underheated and when it's overheated. I hope you guys enjoyed. For thick hair, what you suggest temperature? For thick hair, the temperature would be 230 or 250. It depends on how sensitive or if the hair is bleached. If the hair is bleached, you need to go and try which is the temperature that it's not making this hair brassy. So the secret on the straightener is testing the temperature to see which temperature is more suitable. Because I can tell you that thick hair, you need to use 230 to 50. But sometimes on 210, it will be enough. So you need to pass the straightener a few times and see how the hair is reacting. If you see that it's doing good for the roots, but it's a bit too much for the ends, you can complementary that using the moringa oil between the passes of the straightener. That will help you a lot. Moringa passes between the straightening, you know, the straightening iron. So you pass the iron a few times, then you stop, you use the moringa oil at the end and pass the iron again. It's an amazing helper for you to not become the ends crispy. So you're giving a boost of hydration between the passes of the straightener. I hope you guys understood this live today. I'm so sorry I have to stop. My voice is not helping at all. But I will see you guys on does Lizzie's straightener doesn't work after few nano? If you say that it's stopping after 1 hour, yes. So Lizzie and Tuft straightener, there is a safety mechanism that stops after 1 hour. So I recommend Tuft and Lizzie. This is the two straighteners right now. Soon we're gonna come up with another brand, but right now Lizzie and Tuft are the two brands that I recommend. So if you guys have any other question, please send us a message. By text message will be easier for me to talk, but I will see you Thursday 12 p.m. I see you guys Thursday 12 p.m. on the next SOS Flora. Okay, so sorry, I forgot to respond to one question. How do we wash it again? At the end, the way that I recommend to wash is conditioner, shampoo, and mask. And the reason why I do that is when you finish the nanoplasty, the pH of the hair is low. So if you go straight with the shampoo, the pH of the shampoo is higher. So we go slowly changing the pH back to the normal. And when we do conditioner, we increase the pH a little bit only. Then we use the shampoo, then we use the mask again. This is the best way for me, especially when the hair is damaged, to make sure that you're not creating more damage to this hair. But I'll see you guys on Thursday 12 p.m. to the next SOS Flora. Bye.